King Kaniska, great propagator of the Mahayana. King Kaniska ruled the Kushana Empire based in Pakistan in the 1st or 2nd century AD. The Kushana Empire is one of the 4 great empires the world has seen, along with Rome, the Persian Empire, and China. King Kaniska is known for his promotion and spreading of the Buddhism teachings. His kingdom spread as far east as Mathura and as far west as Oxus. This had a major impact on Buddhism, as it was now allowed to interact with many new people. King Kaniska is one of 4 Buddhist kings and still remembered today for his help in expanding Buddhism. This expansive empire helped spread the ideas and teachings of Buddhism. Its role in opening pathways for new cultures to interact and ideas to cross boundaries is huge. The Silk Road was a primary travel route which Kaniska's empire was on. He had monks and merchants all along these paths spreading the Buddhist way. Around 100 AD, King Kaniska convened the 4th Buddhist Council in Jalandhar or Kashmir. The main goal of this council was to edit the Tripitaka. What they ended up with was a formal rise of Mahayana Buddhism. The 4th Council is not recognized by the Theravada branch of Buddhism, though. In editing the Tripitaka, they did not rely on the original text, but approved new scriptures that would be used. They emphasized a near God-like Buddha figure. They also taught that all people should aspire for Buddhahood. This was a much more universal teaching than that of the Theravada. It was a major theme of Mahayana Buddhism to incorporate as many people as they could. Even though the Theravada Buddhists disapproved of this, they were all still allowed to share the same monasteries and live, for the most part, together peacefully. After the 4th Buddhist Council convened, Mahayana Buddhism would flourish and spread to China, Korea, and Japan. There are multiple roles people play in Mahayana Buddhism. The lowest level and the main goal for Mahayana followers is that of Arhat. An Arhat is one that hears the truth and knows it is the truth. This allows them to enter nirvana. It is also a reason why it allowed for so many people to join. The 2nd level is Pratyeka Buddha. This person has become awakened to the truth, but they keep it a secret. After this level is the highest, Buddhahood. One of the major aspects of Mahayana Buddhism that made it unique from Theravada was the concept of universalism. This is a concept that allows everyone to reach Buddha status. The Theravada view is much more conservative and strict than that of the Mahayana. After enlightenment is reached, Mahayana teaches compassion and helping others as the route to nirvana. There are 6 virtues that help in this, which are generosity, patience, meditation, morality, energy, and wisdom. These were the qualities a bodhisattva used to help others. Other forms of Buddhism opted to reach nirvana through emptiness and isolation, which led to criticisms that they were about the self instead of compassion. Compassion was stressed greatly in Mahayana Buddhism. It was seen as extra merit for someone to be compassionate. A person could not reach nirvana until everyone else is saved. They must wait till they have helped that last person along the way. Once this is reached, salvation can begin. Salvation starts after death and moving to another realm. There are different levels, and these can be reached after death in an attempt to be reborn in the best possible situation to attain Buddhahood. Another concept that is rather new to Buddhism teaching is that of the bodhisattva. These are series of lives leading up to Buddhahood. In these earlier lives, people would perform numerous acts of kindness, generosity, and spread joy. They were being compassionate to others to help them along their path to Buddhahood. An entire group of literature sprung up from these bodhisattvas called the Jatakas, or birth stories. A man that helped King Kaniska promote the spread of Mahayana Buddhism was Asvaghosha Bodhisattva. He developed the primary philosophy for Mahayana. He is credited with writing the Buddha Karitkatvya Sutra, Mahayana Sarhatpada Sutra, and Sastra and the Great Adornment Sutra. In the Mahayana Sradhatpata Sutra, Asvagosa Bodhisattva says that the deliberate practices of the Mahayana will allow an individual to reach unsurpassed enlightenment, and those that reflect correctly on these teachings are far superior to the man that can reform the entire population of man. These helped for the base of Mahayana teaching and philosophy that King Kaniska would help spread. Mahayana took the step from philosophy to that of a religion when it introduced the Tritikaya, the doctrine of the three bodies. They stated the Buddha never existed as a human being. He was the creation of a being. This being had three distinct bodies. When he was on earth, he took the form of Siddhartha Gautama. This was the body of magical transformation, or Nirmanakaya. The body of magical transformation was an emanation of the body of bliss, or Samhagdakaya. This form is the one that is in the heavens and rules over us. The body of bliss is the emanation of the body of reality, or Dharmakaya. This body of reality is the principle and rule of the universe. It then became synonymous with nirvana. This is different from Theravada beliefs, which are that the Buddha was a man and when he died he no longer existed. This Tritikaya was a basis for turning the Buddha into a godlike figure to be worshipped and honored. Now that we know what Mahayana Buddhism is about, how did King Kaniska help get this message out? With one of the four great empires, there was stability in the area. This empire spread from Greece and Europe all the way to China. Both sides of this empire were interested in trading ideas, cultures, and goods, and took advantage of the stability and openness of the Kushan Empire. With the spread of ideas in both directions, King Kaniska sent missionaries and ambassadors in both directions to spread the Buddhist thought. They went as far east as Japan to teach Mahayana. Lokaksema, a Kushan, was the first to translate Mahayana into Chinese. This allowed so many more people to understand these teachings. King Kaniska's leadership to allow his people to help educate other empires played a major role. There were numerous other monks that would follow Lokaksema in translating the Mahayana and further spreading the Mahayana. King Kaniska was a tolerant man who also honored the Zoroastrian, Greek, and Brahmanic gods as well as Buddha. This respect was returned by the Romans and Greeks as well. It is evident in excavations of Kushan cities finding colored glass, bronzes, and alabasters from Greece and Rome. He sent ambassadors to Rome in the hope of making a friend and helping spread new ideas. Excavations show that trade occurred between the two peoples, and with that merchants and monks would spread the Mahayana ideas to the Romans. He also had a summer capital in Bagram, where Bagram treasure, a collection of works of art from Greece to China, was found. Obviously, there was much cultural interaction and ideas getting exchanged. The expansion of Buddhism can be seen in the art, architecture, and coinage of that time as well. The trade with Greece and Rome added a new innovation to the style of art and showed the world the first statues of the Buddha in a human form. King Kaniska completed two enormous standing statues of the Buddha. These statues showed the Greek influence as well as Indian aspects. These were located at Baheim, which became a pilgrimage center for Mahayana Buddhists. Monasteries were built there as well to show the importance of the location. Baheim laid along the Silk Road, which flourished under King Kaniska and also added to the exposure Buddhism received. King Kaniska also built a huge great stupa at Peshawar. It was 286 feet in diameter. It was a wonder of the ancient world. This stupa was built to hold Buddha relics and shows the importance of the Buddha and Buddhism. King Kaniska respected and honored Buddha with this great stupa. King Kaniska also had coins minted that had his face on one side and the Buddha's on the other. Also, on the Kaniska's casket, the lid has the Buddha in a lotus pedestal, and the sides show the Buddha being worshipped by the people. King Kaniska, one of the four great Buddhist kings, helped spread Mahayana teachings. Whether he did it purposely or was the reaction to interactions between different cultures is irrelevant, because it was his promoting of trade and cultural interactions that promoted the expansion of Buddhism. Their location on the Silk Road was just as important, as it became a crossroads for the East and West to meet. It is seen in the art and architecture of that time, and he is still known for it today.